Okay, sure, sure. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be back with another young Indian, part of the Voice of the Young series. Right now, we have with us Arka. Let's listen to him. Over to you, Arka.
Hello, sir. Subodh, sir. Thank you so much for having me over this podcast, and it's really rather video ped, and I think it's a very interesting concept. I loved it, and that's why I wanted to be here today. And more importantly, a little brief about what I just understood is that I have the freedom to actually do get ahead with my speech here, and that's really great because that's something we lack today. Is people guide people to do things and mislead them in different ways or lead them. It's again a matter of fact. But so today my story would be more about firstly, let me introduce myself. So my name is actually Orko because it's a Bengali name. It's a Bengali name. So that's how we pronounce it in Bengal. Right. So, and that's the one interesting part about me, about every conversation that starts. It always starts with this pronunciation issue, wherein it will be a humorous situation, be it my IIM interview or college interview, anything that I've stood for or gone for, this is the first thing it will start with. And I'll have to tell them that you can call me in any pronunciation. That's not an issue, and I'm used to it. So that's one thing. It means the sun. And I am from Kolkata, West Bengal, and I did my schooling from Kolkata itself at Don Bosco. I'm a Bosconian, and then I did it from TFFS, and then I did my undergrad from KIIT Bhubaneswar. So again, it's in again in Odisha. So post that, I have around 4 years of work ex. Now my work ex is also in a very interesting realm in today's world, that is analytics AI basically. So there I have worked with Mu Sigma. It's again a multi MNC right now, a startup MNC you can call it. Then Abin Bev. Interestingly, I am a teetotaler. I don't drink, but it's the world's largest beer producer, and that's an interesting fact about it. And then I worked with ServiceNow, called as the 21st defining software company of the century. So yeah, so there I've worked along this all these companies in the field of analytics. And then after a hard perseverance and taking a shot at CAT and cracking the interviews, I converted Blackie, and then I mean, most of the interviews are Blackie, and then I got into Bangalore. I am Bangalore. So this is my journey here for in terms of MBA, and this is my journey till now. And I'm excited and anticipating that hopefully from here in my life also goes to different terrains. So that's an introduction about me. And like here also I cracked an SIP with Accenture. And today I think I wanted to tell, if I have to actually tell about a story, is how my life I have seen and what I've expected as a person, but maybe at different times it did not pan out as it is. So it might have a lot of stories to it, but let's get on with it. Firstly, I wanted to talk that I want to tell everyone, all of you hearing me or hear, that I'm an extrovert. I actually love to talk. I am a very, very social being. But I feel that I have been misunderstood many number of times. Uh, like there have been multiple instances where people have misunderstood me or took me for something else which I am not. Although I do not have that intention to be, but maybe they misunderstood me. And what is the worst part is that when people do this, they do not talk about you on about it on your face. They do it behind your back. And I think that is something that people need to learn. And this is not something that I'm facing here. I've faced it in except the corporate part, I would say, because in corporates you are getting paid for doing your job. But also
We had
also
an
I wanted to
internet
say.
glitch. We had an internet glitch, and now Orko is back. This time I'll pronounce his name Bengali way because I'm used to Bengali names. Okay. So, Orko, let's continue.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for, for pronouncing that. It's fine though, correctly. So actually, it also coincidentally today is my birthday, and it's a great day to have this like this conversation with you as well, and it's an honor. So yeah, I feel that many a times I have been misunderstood, and what's the worst part about this being misunderstood is that uh that people don't talk about it to you on your face. Like if you have some flaws, if you have some issues, or if you have some problems that people don't get along, for example, right? I think people can be more forgiving and more understanding enough to tell you to on your face so that you get a chance to better yourself. And it may not be that thing, or may be some other thing, right? So that I think causes a lot of chaos in today's world. And that also brings out the concept of being selfish as well, I feel, which I think needs to stop. And this that today as an Indian, I feel that our country can do much better than where it is today, only and only when we as citizens of this nation think of ourselves as citizens of this nation and not as individuals of this nation. We only look at ourselves as I, me, and myself. We don't think of ourselves as we. And that is why we are losing out on very smaller nations like Japan, who are doing way better when where there is not just is doing better, they're centuries ahead, I would say. Because if you think about it, they had the one of the most massive holocausts, the atom bomb explosion, and despite that, today they are centuries ahead. Like, even if there's a road repair required, it is done in half an hour. And here, if we have to do something like that, or any form of progress happen, it will take us 2 3 more years to happen. There'll be first lots of issues, maybe some accidents, some deaths, and then after that, perhaps some parliament or all of those things will get attached to it, and then after that it will happen. And again, there and again, we cannot guarantee that that solution is a permanent solution, right? So I think first thing is we need to grow ourselves and think, make ourselves think that everyone or each one of us are dependent on each other. Each one of us should cater to each other, learn to each other, love each other. And we need to make sure that if I help him, indirectly I'm helping myself as well, and I'm helping the nation become better. We proudly say that we are the world's largest democracy, we are a democratic socialist republic, and all of the jargons together. But how much of all those concepts are we actually trying to follow is my question. Because there is too much of discrimination that is happening today. And if we can go beyond the discrimination, I do understand that maybe the discriminatory features are extremely historical. They're coming historically down to us. But we, as the newer generation, can choose to avoid the evils or the legacy that has been laid behind our predecessors, and go forward and think of a newer future for ourselves where all of us can live in peace and harmony, right? Only then we can survive. And coming to some incidents, I have faced this a lot, like whether it is in my current where I'm studying, or whether it is in my undergrad. I have always because of two things why this happens to me, I feel personally. One reason is I love to take responsibilities. I don't deter from taking responsibilities because I know deep down that I'm trying to help, and I'm trying to conjure, I'm trying to do something for the benefit of the people. But I also see that people can be cockroaches. They try to pull you down if they are not able to go out of the bucket. Not cockroaches, sorry, crabs. My bad. The term is crabs. They can be like crabs. So that crab mentality has to go away, and we need to make sure that each and every one of us can be better than crabs. And actually, maybe, like, how do I put it? We must have seen that I forgot the name of the racers, but there was this one Olympics race where one person actually had an accident and he fell down, and someone was leading ahead of him. He chose not to complete the race, but he chose to stay behind, carry him on his shoulders, and complete the whole race. I think that is what is lacking in, not maybe in the world as well, but yes, specifically in India. I'm not saying all of us are like that, but I think most of us might be, and we need to work on that, right? And coming to like, this is something that we should address on a social level. And coming to myself in terms of like the good things that has happened to me. I think by Sai Baba's and Lord Jesus Christ's grace, I am very lucky that I have the privilege of studying in one of the most, or rather the most coveted B schools of our country, that is IIM Bangalore. And currently I also have the love of my life, like I am committed also. So a lot of good things are there, like I also have a good amount of work ex in some of the most coveted companies to work in, and I'll also be stepping into some of the like one of the most coveted company, again Accenture Strategy. But while I say all this, I would also say that I have also a lot of failures as well. So, like after coming here, I realized that for a certain position of responsibility, you need to fight elections to win. And we all know how elections happen, right? So it's interesting, but it interesting as well as uninteresting for the person who is doing it. You need to catapult all votes, and you might find some backstabbers. Lot of variables in the picture, and you do not end up winning. And I'll be honest, I think whatever positions of responsibility I stood for, I could not win, and I'll be honest about it. But it affects people mentally here. A lot of people it will affect, and they stop trying. I am one person, thanks to my father. My father is like my blind best friend. My parents are, by God's grace, I've got the best parents on the planet. I'm saying everyone's parents are the best. But I think I have such friendly parents, especially my father, both my mother and father, but especially my father in this way, that is extremely supportive. And he has always taught in me that never give up. And I have been very, very, happy to have this feature in me so imbibed that I do not give up. People will make fun of you, people will tell that this guy is constantly trying this, that he's not able to win, but that does not deter me down. I constantly give in, and I constantly keep on pushing my limits, because I know that just like Jack Ma, who was the entrepreneur, he failed so many number of times but did not give up. He kept on and on and on and trying, and he finally built Alibaba, and he is now one of the most coveted entrepreneurs of China, right? One of the billionaires. So that is maybe in a different vertical altogether, but in anything or in any event, don't give up. And in case you ever feel negative in life, think about all the positive things that have happened in life, and I have tried to do that. So like I told you right now, if I'm not again, I'll reiterate that I lost in certain elections, but even if I have to think about it, that why did I lose, why I have to go back and it haunts me, it doesn't, because I also think about all the good things that have happened to me as well, and that people may not have, and I'm ahead of them in that way. And that actually gives me more and more confidence and boosts me and helps me sleep better in life, better, right? And that, and this is another part of the of my life moral that I want to pass on to people, that don't be deterred by what you have not been able to achieve, because if you look back in your life history, there will be many, many good things that will make you stand out of the crowd, and that will help you sleep better, and you will come back more confident, and you will be able to achieve with success that failure that has happened to you, right? So that is my second life moral that I wanted to give. And I think these are mostly what I wanted to speak. And today I'm feeling very, very light-hearted, being able to release and vent out all these different morals and different thoughts that I had in mind. And yes, sir, that's. I think if you can now lead me with some questions, that because I would run off content else. I'll not
Okay,
stop
fine.
talking, but I'll run
Great.
out of
Good, good,
content.
good. Okay. Tell us
Yeah.
about a little bit about, what makes you happy. You have complained about, you have told us that, look, I have achieved this and this is it. Tell us a little bit about what makes you happy.
Right, sir. And it might sound that I might be flattering, but I'll be very, very honest. So since I told you today is my birthday, right? And I want to tell this to, like, it might sound again a flattery, but it is the truth, and I swear when I say this. My parents today have like they have only started this. So earlier we all have that intrinsic ritual of cutting a birthday cake, right?
Yeah.
But somewhere when I started my undergrad and when I got separated from my parents in terms of distance, they started off. Am I audible? Can you
Yeah,
see
yeah,
me?
yeah. I'm listening. Go ahead. Go
Hello.
ahead. We can hear you.
Uh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because you're
Go ahead.
okay,
We
awesome.
can hear you. Okay.
So what I was trying to say.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, Orko.
So what I was saying is, Mhm.
Don't stop.
So what I was saying is basically that yeah, there's a lag, sir. There's a lag. Now it's fine. So
Uh,
what I was saying, sir, is that today's my birthday, and after when I got separated from my parents with respect to distance, so they started. I only suggested that why can't we do like a social service instead of cutting a cake and making merriment. So from then on, from that day onwards, like every birthday, my parents in the back end have constantly been donating in terms of on my birthdays they will go to maybe Ramakrishna Mission or they will go to Ishkon. These are the mostly the two places, and they will provide food to all the people who are needy, all the old age people who are not having food, and all the poor people. Now that is when I discovered what happiness was for me,
okay.
because when I went there and I went to Ishkon, I would be very honest before you. When I fed the people, irrespective of what their economic status was, because I think food is the connecting point for each and everyone, that irrespective of gender, caste, creed, religion, everything, when you put food on someone's plate and that person eats it with satisfaction, that gives you the most amount of happiness. And that is what I felt. It can, all the achievements and everything are fine, I am happy with that, but when I was able to do that social service and bring happiness in people's lives, that day I realized that that is the kick I will get. And from then on, every birthday I plan and I do so even today itself. And they sent me the pictures. I was extremely happy seeing the people's faces and
Uh,
knowing that they had great food like for that one day, or maybe I hope they do it for the other days as well. At least from my end, as much as I can do, and
uh,
that makes me happy. And
okay.
and 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 I've been trying to do that in my own way in different other ways. And I think of this as doing good karma also, because in today's world hard work won't just fetch you places. You also need to do good karma to make sure that someone above you who is looking at you or looking after you
Yeah.
also is there to support you when
Mm.
you need him the most. So
Okay.
I think that gives me happiness. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask a slightly different personal question. What are the hobbies you have, if any?
Yes, sir. I do have hobbies. I love to powerlift. I'm a gymmer.
Oh
I
my.
also love to read books, which I don't get the time right now because of too much too much pressure. But I
Yeah.
do love to read books.
Yeah.
I also I love to like in terms of like sports. I would say I love to swim, and
Yeah.
I'm also a black belt in karate. So
Oh,
these are some of the yeah,
that's
right, right.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So these are some of the things that I have done and achieved, and also the hobbies I pursue. Mostly reading books and gymming is what I love to do. And I also love to love to what do you call debate and quiz if
Yeah.
I ever get the chance. And I think I have made a point there already by speaking right now.
That's
So
every Bengali's birthright.
yeah, right. I think these are some of the teeny weeny hobbies that I have. But yeah.
Okay, fine. All
I
right,
love to
great.
write also. I love to write as well.
All right, wonderful. Anything else you want to add here?
So I think so. Like if that's also like I maybe today I spoke like more of like a social activist, or I don't know
Fine,
what.
it's fine, whatever it is.
But sir, that's what sir. I think what I
Okay,
would only want to see is change in people's minds, change and more benevolence and kindness in people's hearts, so that in like that crab mentality thing that I mentioned, and more importantly, to make sure. And I only wish for the welfare of everyone. Like I really don't have anything to add. I think I have told more
okay,
than what
fine,
is
wonderful. I
enough.
want to talk to you offline. So let's end it
Yes,
here,
sir.
Orko. And I have some things that I want to discuss with you. So let's end it here, okay? I'll be back with
Thank you,
another
sir.
young person or an expert soon. Till then, bye, everybody.